So just a quick update, there's not much to update. For the last week I have not been feeling 100%. I've had a bit of an icky tummy. I've kind of made it through my one job into my second job, but I'm here nevertheless. I've made it through the week and I am where I am. Licorice seems to have cured me for a little bit. Don't ask me why, but it's working. I have made little progressive steps this week, although, you know, to some people it might not seem like I'm progressing, but to me I am. I'm a true believer on being in the moment and enjoying the moment, and, you know, sometimes even being in the moment isn't about enjoying the moment. It's recognizing in that moment that you're not feeling 100%, or you're putting something off. So I don't know if any of you have these same kind of feelings where you need to do something and you don't want to do it, and you put it off and you put it off and you put it off and you don't do it. That's been me with certain things. So even this week I've been in the moment and recognised in the moment that I'm putting off calling somebody. I don't want to call this person, but instead of just thinking I don't want to call this person and then getting sidetracked and moving on to a different call, different job, and then coming back and then sitting down and going I don't want to call this person, I've been in the moment and thinking at that moment, why do I not want to call this person? What is the reason for me not to call this person? And just like trying to understand myself as a person. Now I know that comes across really bizarre and really stupid, but I think if I can resonate with anybody who feels like they have lost themselves along the way somewhere, sometimes you just battle through as a person. You don't actually sit back and recognise these little traits that you do that almost, it's like a routine, it's like a repetitive routine that you get yourself into. And if you don't stop the routine, then you will always forever be in that routine, in that, like, it's like a form of karma. And you know, I've said about karma before, but karma can be something just as simple as that. As I've got myself trapped in a situation where I don't want to make phone calls because there's something, a part of me feels a bit uneasy about that. So, you know, I'll sit down and I will go and I'll do something else, and then that will still need to be done, and then I'll go, right, I'll do that in a minute, and then I'll go and do that, and then I'll come back to that phone call, and then I'll be like, oh, something else will pop up, and I'll go and do that, and then I'll come back to that phone call. Can you see how karma is just cycling? It's just like a never-ending circle. And then sometimes I will attempt to make the call and then put the phone down, and then attempt to make the call and then put the phone down. Again, that's karma in the same kind of habit. But this week I have been in the moment and understanding how I feel in that moment and thinking, well, why am I falling into this pattern? What are the reasons for that? And feeling uncomfortable and taking those steps, regardless of whether it makes me feel uncomfortable or not. So I'm actually quite proud of taking steps like that and not falling into that habit. Now I hope that there are people that understand that. It doesn't even have to be a phone call. It could be something as silly as smiling at somebody. Oh, I must smile at that person if I see them today. And then you kind of look away. I don't know if anybody's done that. I have done that a couple of times. So I've been feeling how I feel in a situation and understanding why I may be feeling like that, and progressing through that feeling and doing the task that I have set out to do. There was another similar situation. So yesterday I was invited onto a Zoom call, and I did go onto the Zoom call. Now, I've only been on a couple of Zoom calls before. Actually, I do Zoom calls all the time during week. I've done it a couple of times out of work. But I think this is probably one of the first Zoom calls that I've taken where, and this probably sounds really silly, but like this person is kind of on the path that I would like to be on eventually. And to have a Zoom meeting with somebody that you can gain some kind of guidance from who was on that path, people talk about on some podcasts that I listen to, you get that, oh God, there's a word for it. You know, when you get these thoughts where you think, oh my God, I shouldn't really be doing this. What am I doing? Like having a conversation, I don't even know what I'm going to talk about. I will think of that word while I'm talking to you, and it will come imposter syndrome. So it's that feeling that you shouldn't really be there, or what reason have you got to be having that conversation, even though this person is kind of on the same kind of road that I'm on. And when I say on the road that I want to be on, somebody that's following their purpose or their dream or their place in life, like, it's not that person is like, I mean, that person may be highly successful, I don't know, it's just somebody that I've come across on groups on Facebook that I've, you know, added myself onto their group, and it looks like, you know, that they've got quite a good group of people that are all following you know, their purpose and their dreams. And it's quite nice to have a conversation with somebody that's actually following their dreams, but, you know, having that imposter syndrome to begin with. And, you know, initially I thought, right, I've just got home, I've just had food, I've just literally had a shower, I've got in my pyjamas and I've got myself into bed, just about to read a book, and then I've got this invitation for a Zoom call, and I'm thinking, okay, it'd be so easy for me to turn around and say, I've just got out of the shower, I'm just about to, you know, do this or do that. But that's just me falling into that routine of not progressing, when, you know, I'm quite glad that I took that phone call, because I actually enjoyed that Zoom call, you know, and I did learn a little trick that I can implement on my Facebook, which I actually have, and I think is brilliant, because that will also drop a barrier, you know, because there's certain things that you do online where you think, you know, I want to put that out there, but then, you know, I don't want other people seeing it. And it's not, you know, things to do with me, it's more with my children, you know. You know, I want this to be more family based, and, you know, he touched base into how people can have multiple profile pages when really you only need to have one. So that phone call, just having that, was just amazing to gain that bit of a knowledge. So yeah, so, you know, it's pushing yourself out of your comfort zone and recognizing, you know, how you hold yourself back, or you can trap yourself in a cycle. I mean, I've done this today with this, recording this video. I cannot begin to tell you how many times I've stopped and recorded, because I've either had Alexa going off, I've had my young man come in and play with me, and I've also kind of got lost in conversation where I'm going, you know, with this update, because although I've not really, there's no massive update, there is progression in a person, because I've stopped and I've noticed bad habits that I'm doing, and I'm recognizing them and I'm living through them. Another thing that I've done this week is I've chosen to take full control of myself and my power as a person, and not let myself be dragged or pushed into a path that I don't want to be pushed into. You know, when you are a person, and I'm sure a lot of you, and if you haven't, my God, you're amazing that you've not gone through certain things in life. But I think when you do go through certain things in life, it's so easy to stay fixated on that thing instead of growing. And I've decided to gain control of myself as a person and power over myself, and go down the road that I want to go down, not on the road that somebody thinks that I should go down. Because in doing that, then I'm not following the path that I know that is right for me. I'm being led down a path that I know that has got no positive outcome for me, you know, and I'm not allowing myself to be manipulated into thinking that the path is better for me and for other people. So I've taken full control over myself as a person, and I'm quite happy with that, and progressing myself and putting myself into situations that normally I would feel uncomfortable. So yes, we are still doing the Think and Grow Rich book club on the 22nd of October. I will be monitoring that group that I've got on my Facebook page, but it may be that that group or that Zoom call, I think we'll do a Zoom call on it, may change, and I may reach out to this group and say, look, this is what I'm planning on doing on the 22nd of October. You know, I was planning on doing it solo with absolutely no idea what I'm doing. I can see that you've got experience on your group. You know, is there any way that I can collaborate with you, you know, and do a Zoom meeting with you? The date may change, but I'm going to take this week to monitor that group. So bear with me if I'm quiet and I'm not going live all the time. Trying to progress myself as a person, because going live, believe it or not, isn't me. And although I may look like I'm feeling comfortable at that moment, it's just me putting myself into situations where I feel uncomfortable and improving myself as a person. So I think until I next have a video log, I'd like to invite you all to be in the moment, not just in the positive moments, but be in the negative moments, or in the moments where you just want to push through. You know, those moments where you really don't want to be there, you just want to be on the other side of it. Like, I want to invite you to be in the moment with yourself and try and be in that moment and understand what the resistance is with you being in that moment. So why are you resisting to be in that moment? What's stopping you from being in that moment? Just learn a bit more about yourself, and stop, like me, being like that bull in a china shop and just going head first into situations to either get yourself out of it, or to be the total opposite and be, I wouldn't say a bumblebee, because bumblebees, I think they're much like a bull in a china shop, but being one of these people, I'm trying to think of an animal, but I can't think of an animal, like a avoiding certain situations, what it is that's stopping you from being in that moment of awkwardness. What's making you want to go through it quickly? What's making you want to divert away from that and not face it? Because you're going to have to come back to it eventually. So yes, that's the update. Not much to update, but I hope that you've got something out of this update. So for now, I will let you go and enjoy your Sunday. I'm having curry today. Oh, shall I show you what I've got actually? really bizarrely. I've got edible flowers. Now I don't know how they're going to taste, but I saw somebody make a Greek salad with yogurt and rose petals, and I thought it was the cutest thing. So I'm going to actually attempt making this cucumber yogurt Greek dish. But I didn't want to do it without getting, you know, all the ingredients. But this is so sweet. You can put it in drinks, you know, and there's a whole like list of recipes that you can do with edible dried roses. Now, this is not me selling it. This is just me saying how cute is this. And I will put some pictures of what I will make with these rose petals. But yeah, I'm going. So I'll catch up with you again. Bye.